Welcome back to Odd Scoops. Today we're going to be making apple hazelnut ice cream. Now, a while ago, I put out a poll for November's Viewer's Choice episode. Just barely, but chocolate apple hazelnut ended up winning. Now, the easiest way to get chocolate and hazelnut is Nutella, which is a chocolate hazelnut spread. Now, don't worry, I'll also be using fresh hazelnuts as well. And then as far as the apple flavor, I'm really excited to see how that pairs with the chocolate and the hazelnut. Probably put a few scoops of Nutella in there. Then I'm going to chop up some of this apple and put that in there as well. Then later, I think as a mix-in, I'm going to be adding some like diced bits of apple as well as some chopped hazelnuts. So it adds a little bit of texture to this. So yeah, I think pretty straightforward, and I'm really excited to start working on this. So let's get to it. Okay, I think that's enough apples for us. So I think I'm gonna just use 2 slices of our apple here. And if you're wondering what apple I'm using, I'm actually using a hybrid apple that I was able to find at a local orchard called Evercrisp. Apparently it is a hybrid between a Honeycrisp and a Fuji apple. So I would say use either one of those. Those are very common. But this is just one I happen to have, and I was like, this is a fun recipe to try to include it. So yeah, so I'll be using that apple, and then the rest of these, I'll probably save one to use as a chop up into smaller bits for a mix-in, and the rest I'll snack on after filming this. Okay, we're gonna add our apple. All right, the next, I think we're gonna do 2 spoonfuls of Nutella. I feel like that should be enough. All right, then next we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of our chopped hazelnuts. Okay, now it's time to add our cup of milk. Oh, perfect. All right, let's mix this together. Then next, to help enhance this apple flavor, because I am worried that the chocolate is going to overpower some of the apple flavor, I'm going to be adding some of this apple cider powder mix to it. So I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of that. Then of course, to top it off, we'll do 3 tablespoons of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of guar gum. Okay, despite the chunky appearance of this, I think this is looking really good. Once this is blended up, we won't see any of these chunks again. Right now, I'm getting a strong chocolate, like Nutella smell from this. I'm also getting a really strong apple cider smell, which makes sense because we just added a very concentrated amount of powder to that. So yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and pour. All right, there we go. There's a better look at that. So obviously a lot of the apples and the hazelnut chunks are floating to the top, but once this freezes and blends again, we'll be fine. So yeah, I think let's go ahead and put it in the freezer. Check on this tomorrow. Okay, it is the next day. Let's see how this turned out. So still looking pretty questionable right now with all of the floating hazelnut and apple chunks at the top. But I think other than that, this froze really well, and I'm really excited to see what this texture is like once this is blended up into creamy. Here's a good look at that right there. Right now I'm getting a great chocolate apple smell with a hint of the hazelnuts. A lot of these flavors are more muted now because they haven't been blended up and haven't had a chance to release all of their flavor. I think the dominant flavor that's in here is going to be the Nutella and then like a hint of the apple, but I'm hoping that kind of evens out a little bit more once the apples are blended up. So yeah, let's go ahead and blend this up and see how it turns out. All right, this is looking much better than it did before we put it into the Ninja Creami. It's looking a lot lighter than I thought it would. I thought it'd be a little bit darker, but I think it's because the apples really lighten this up compared to how much Nutella is in there. But you can still see chunks of the apple and hazelnut that I added in as mix-ins. So this should have a really nice texture to it. It looks pretty thick, so I'm really excited to scoop this. Here's a good look at that right there. So far, everything I'm seeing looks good, so I think it just comes down to taste. So let's get to that. Pretty good scoop right there. Okay, this looks really good. I think this pairs really well with this bowl here. I think seeing the apple chunks and the hazelnuts on top really helps. Here's a good look at that right there. Scooping this, I noticed it felt like there was more air in this. It felt almost like I was scooping something closer to like a mousse consistency. It might be because of the apples. Maybe it's creating this almost kind of like a cold applesauce a little bit. Other than that, this is holding its shape pretty well. Little on the soft side, but I think if I put this in the freezer for like an hour and then scooped it again, it'd be even better consistency. So I think the only thing left to do is try this. Bon appetit.
Nutella.
What's the word?
Peanut butter.
All right, well, I definitely have the answer for why it is the texture that it is. I'm gonna go for one more bite just to kind of hone in on my score here. Okay, I think I have enough now. So first of all, this is really good. The hazelnut comes through perfectly and the apple flavor very much there. I'm also really glad I added that apple cider packet because I feel like if I didn't, the apples would get lost except for the apple chunks that I added in as a mix-in. Surprisingly, I actually think this could have used more Nutella. I added 2 spoonfuls and I feel like it could have used maybe just a smidge more. I think the biggest fault for this ice cream was I was really excited because I had a bunch of hazelnuts and apples to use and I used too much of that. So that explains the consistency of this is because there's so much mix in there that is getting all this air in. When you're eating this, it feels like you're spending more time chewing than actually enjoying ice cream. And I feel like the ratio of how often you're running into a mix-in versus the actual ice cream, it's off. I went too hard on the mix-ins. I think also part of it is because I also used actual hazelnuts and apples in this. I don't know 100% of those got blended up, so those are also adding as an additional mix-in. But other than that, great consistency. I mean, you can still see it's holding its shape. It's not really melting a bunch, which is good. So because of all this, I'm gonna give the apple hazelnut ice cream a 4 out of 5 scoops. I feel like it's almost there, but I feel like your flavor is getting lost because you're spending so much time chewing the hazelnuts and apples that you're not getting the overall like flow of the ice cream. It feels like you're disconnecting from it. Flavors are there. I think if you just amped up the chocolate a little bit and maybe a little less on the actual like hazelnuts, I think it's there. So just a few minor things to do. This is honestly fine how it is. Sweetness level I feel like is perfect, but little tweaks here and there I feel like could really complete this. So definitely worth revisiting at some point. But yeah, as long as hazelnuts, apple, and chocolate are your thing, this is worth a shot. Okay, it is time to churn the wheel. All right, we are going to be doing sweet potato casserole next week, and that is just in time for Thanksgiving. So I'll see you guys next week.